Welcome to the McMedia Report for today, Friday, October 3rd, 2025. My name's Eric. I'm a former news director and program director for some news talk radio stations, and I really enjoy the news. I also believe that it serves a really important purpose in our world. In addition, I think there are certain stories that don't get enough coverage that affect our day-to-day lives, and so I try to highlight those here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in a quick 5-minute hit on the McMedia Report. Please subscribe, comment along, and share the video to some of your friends that you think might be interested. I would love to have a bunch of subscribers who are also fellow news enthusiasts. All right, y'all, crisis averted. Whew. I'm a YouTube TV subscriber. A bunch of my friends are YouTube TV subscribers. Almost everyone in my family is a YouTube TV subscriber. And NBC and its related cable companies are staying on YouTube TV. They reached a short-term agreement, so there was never a blackout. And then they ended up coming to a long-term agreement. Not only does this affect traditional NBC and Comcast, so that would be the broadcast network, that would be what they own and will continue to own, such as Bravo, but it also affects the cable companies that they are spinning out, which includes USA, the Golf Channel, Sci-Fi, and a handful of others. So those are all covered by this agreement, although next time around, whoever ends up buying those spun off cable companies, they're going to have to deal with the renewal at that point. The sticking point was Peacock, and YouTube wanted the ability to ingest the programming from Peacock so it sits side by side with all of the other programming from NBC that's available on YouTube TV. And they reached kind of what you would call a win-win that doesn't bring everything in from Peacock, but it brings in the stuff that probably most YouTube TV subscribers would care about, and that's overwhelmingly the sports content. So what NBC has realized, and this is the same thing that Disney realized earlier, is that fans like to watch the content among all of the other content and in a place that they are comfortable. So what Disney said was, hey, if you love your cable subscription, stick with cable, and we are going to give you access with your cable subscription to everything that's on ESPN Unlimited. Now, you do have to go over to the app to access that stuff, and it's understandable, you know, the lower form. People are so rude. They call in the middle of me recording. It's okay. We can send them to voicemail. You understand that the lower interest sports have to end up on streaming. And that's the same thing with Peacock here. But what NBC realized is that there's a good handful of people who are never going to go over to the app. So they are relaunching a sports cable channel later on this year, and there's going to be a number of Peacock only sports events that are going to be shown on that channel. That's going to be carried on YouTube TV, and almost every sporting event is going to be ingested into YouTube TV to sit alongside everything else. So if you like Premier League soccer, that's going to be showing up on YouTube TV. What is unclear is there are a couple of events that are exclusive to Peacock, such as one stupid NFL game every year. It is likely that that is going to remain a requirement for you to go over to Peacock. However, there's also kind of a happy medium because Peacock is going to be added as a subscription channel within YouTube. So you can subscribe to Peacock on YouTube, and you can still access that content on YouTube rather than having to go to the Peacock app. It seems like a win-win. It seems like a step in the right direction. However, what I think is going to remain questionable is what sports content is going to be left off YouTube TV, and if we are a YouTube TV subscriber, are we going to get any sort of pricing discount or pricing bundle available to us to add the entirety of Peacock to be able to watch that through YouTube? Or are we going to be able to authenticate on Peacock with our YouTube TV and get the entirety of Peacock? It's all up in the air. We're not really sure. There are a lot of details to come out of it. But I think it's a step in the right direction. And really what YouTube TV is becoming, it's kind of going back to its original roots, which is just a focus on the best sports content from the best sports distributors. So I think as time goes forward, you're going to see less stuff that's included, like the Sci-Fi Channel, and things like that. And you're going to see more of a focus on the big networks, the ESPNs, the FS1s, so on and so forth. That's what's going to be in the YouTube TV bundle. Hopefully it also means fewer channels. Maybe our price will go down, and more access to the streaming stuff all within one package. But as I said, crisis averted. It's not going anywhere. We will be getting more Peacock sports programming on YouTube TV, in addition to a new NBC Sports Network, which is essentially just Peacock Sports. How it all shakes out, we'll see as the rest of the year unfolds. But again, good news. My name is Eric. Please subscribe. Please like this video. Comment, share with your friends. I would love to get a bunch of subscribers, other news junkies like myself. Thanks for watching the McMedia Report. Have a great weekend. I'll see you right here on Monday.